The first time we met Memphis was at a comedy club, but before she married Steve, they were dating. Okay, the glamorous world of Steve Harvey's family has taken a dramatic turn as his wife, Marjorie Harvey, is caught up in a tumultuous family feud that is endangering their picture-perfect image. Accusations of infidelity are shaking the foundation of her marriage to Steve Harvey, sending shockwaves throughout. Although Marjorie has built a reputation for herself, some wild secrets and a scandalous past have pulled back the curtain on a scandal that involves her. Let's go back in time to learn everything from the beginning to this day. The ride may get exciting, so be ready. At the time of her first marriage, Marjorie allegedly broke her marriage vows with none other than Steve's own bodyguard and private chef. When Laura's father and I spoke, I thanked him for watching out for the family. Even though Jim and Marjorie's marriage had its ups and downs, no one foresaw that her ex-husband would be found guilty one day soon. Marjorie was only 18 years old when she met a man named Jim Townsend, who was 14 years older than her. They were dating because he was going to be considerate. All this time we want you to date. I could call any time, day or night. When higher authorities informed Jim that Marjorie was also a suspect, he made a deal with the DEA and accepted responsibility. She even brought all 4 of her children to visit her father in jail while he was serving a 19-year sentence. But when she with Steve Harvey, everything was abruptly cut off. This was true even though years later it was revealed that he had been given a life sentence. After a few years, they had twin girls, Carly and Brandy. At the time, Steve was struggling to succeed as an insurance salesman, but after trying stand-up comedy and earning a 50 first-place award, he left his position to pursue a career in comedy. The relationship between Marcia and Steve was not easy, and it finally resulted in their divorce in 1994. While the divorce from his first wife, Marcia, was still pending, Steve supposedly started dating Mary Shackelford. However, as their relationship deteriorated, Mary came to the realization that Steve was not the man she had believed he was. While Marjorie and Steve first met in 1990, when Steve was performing at a bar in Memphis, Tennessee, and subsequently got married in 2007, she didn't hold back in accusing Steve of adultery and physical and psychological abuse. Rumors of his treachery reached her ears, casting a shadow of doubt. On a 2018 episode of The Stephen Harvey Show, a talk show hosted by Steve Harvey, the charming couple discussed their first encounter. "Where did I first meet you, Memphis?" "Oh, it was at a comedy club." "Okay, so tell them how we met." "I was late, you were late, and I went to a comedy club with my girlfriend. When I saw her down front, I stopped breathing, and he stopped the show. In fact, I wasn't even talking. I came with my girlfriend because I was late, and I thought he was going to give me the job because he got quiet and was just staring at me. So I was waiting on him to how to okay what times are. I knew he was the one soon after I started dating him. But then he simply went and disappeared," Marjorie said to Essence in 2014. Despite the fact that their first connection was instantaneous, they finally split up after a few weeks of dating. Before a man can be useful to a woman, he must know who he is, what he does, and how much money he will make. Steve told the magazine that he and Marjorie reconnected in 2005, over a decade later, and the timing was perfect. Steve claimed that he was in a bad financial situation and was focused on his profession at the time. Steve had just wrapped up filming his comedy, and his second marriage to Mary Shackelford had recently come to an end. Showtime with Steve Harvey, since Mary Lee had accused Steve of cheating on her with Marjorie. Steve had previously distanced himself from her after dating her for a while because he had to deal with his wife. However, after years of living happily ever after, things started to go south. Unconfirmed rumors suggest a scandal involving Marjorie, who is said to have broken her marriage vows with Steve's own bodyguard and private chef. The alleged affair is said to have prompted Marjorie to consider filing for divorce, with a large portion of Steve Harvey's $400 million fortune on her mind. The alleged infidelity has shocked fans of the power couple who have long admired their perfect marriage and impeccably maintained home. In a shocking turn of events that has shocked the entertainment industry, Marjorie appears to have sought legal assistance from a relative's attorney, resembling her alleged past tactics to fend off Steve's ex-wife in court battles. The irony is not lost on observers, as Marjorie herself had reportedly been involved with Steve during his previous marriage. There are widespread allegations that Marjorie Harvey, according to rumors, Steve Harvey's classy wife, is having an affair with none other than his personal bodyguard. Big William Boone Freeman, who serves as Harvey's right-hand man, has a troubling past as a former pimp and openly confesses to abusing women, according to his own website bio. If you haven't heard of this guy, an investigation by Radar Online has revealed some disturbing facts about his past. Freeman claims that he has changed his life, establishing himself as a renowned speaker, author, and celebrity bodyguard. He acknowledges that while he was a pimp, he preyed on women to gain a sense of power in self. According to the threat degree or prospective danger, Raymond's bio displays his capacity to offer high-profile clients conspicuous or covert protecting services. Shocking claims that Marguerite Harvey and William Big Boom had an illicit relationship, Harvey's Mariga, and their ostensibly ideal blended family have been the subject of a maelstrom of speculations and severe doubts from Freeman. Although Steve Harvey may have moved on from Mary to his current wife Marjorie, their bitter feud appears to have been reignited with a vengeance by the time Marjorie's involvement with the Big Boom started to fade. While the drama between Steve Harvey and his ex-wife Mary may have finally subsided, it appears that it has been reignited with a vengeance. Mary has been steadfast in her claims, saying that Steve was unfaithful, abusive, and selfish during their turbulent marriage. However, Steve has also been steadfast in his charges, accusing Mary of impeding his pursuit of a talk show, and has launched a lawsuit against her. In Mary's most recent YouTube videos, she came prepared with indisputable proof of Marjorie's long-standing engagement with Steve, and was equipped with text messages. Mary turned to YouTube to reveal what she felt to be Steve's injustice. As evidence proof, Mary said that Steve had abandoned her and left her in financial ruin while lavishing Marjorie with luxuries. If I had been upset, I would have struck out while I was actually going through the divorce, which really doesn't represent who we are, because I was an angry Black woman. As a response, Marjorie stated that as a wife and mother, she cannot stand by and allow the defamation of my character or actions that will harm my family's reputation. The allegations of abandonment and financial disparity have increased speculation and heightened the already tense conflict between Mary and Steve. While Steve has been encouraged to keep quiet about everything, Marjorie has taken a stand in support of her husband, because she thinks the accusations that Steve stole their no-teenage son Winton from Mary are unfounded. Marjorie reportedly thought about legal action and hired a lawyer to launch a defamation claim against Mary. But she finally decided against it because proving false comments is critical in defamation lawsuits. However, to keep in mind that Marjorie herself had a troubled past, this defamation case would have also landed dirt on her. And that is also the reason Steve Harvey hired more guards at his residence in Atlanta. On Steve's podcast, with Club Shay, the comedian spoke with football great and sports champion Shannon Sharp questioned Harvey during the meeting about how he and Marjorie Harvey were able to blend their children from prior marriages. And Harvey replied that he became genuine, acknowledging that not everyone clicked the way he would have liked. In truth, all the girls were not present at the same moment, including Lori and Morgan, Marjorie's kids. and his biological daughters, twins Brandy and Carly. He also recalled that when he and Marjorie were dating, all 7 of the kids joined and went bowling together. However, Steve also mentioned that all the girls went bowling came back and decided they didn't want us to get married and said they don't think it's the right thing to do and they need more time to get to know us. However, despite their kids' objections, Steve and Marjorie went on with their wedding. And soon Steve also adopted the kids, even though Steve was ready for a blended family. It led to many problems within the family, like Steve prioritizing Marjorie and her daughter Lori more than his own children. But now people are claiming that Marjorie's cheating is simply karma for Steve, who cheated and left Mary Lee entangled with financial and emotional trauma. Don't you think they are right?